What's up, everybody? Here today to talk about the Hydra foot pedal from Fortin Amplification, specifically for the Randall 667. First part of this video, I'm going to go over just how this system works with the Randall 667, and then if you want to stick around, I'm going to go over this particular one and what I did for modifications and stuff like that, because I've gotten a lot of comments about it. But anyways, first things first, this is about the Hydra. And how ridiculously easy it is to use with the Randall 667 amps. So first things first is the pedal does not come with a MIDI cable, so you do need to supply that. So I ordered this online. It's a 7-pin. The 7 pins gives you the DC power, which powers the pedal from the head. So first things first is amp is turned off. I'm going to plug this into the your pedal, and then turn that guy on, and you're done. So the only thing now is you go through and program each one of the buttons. There's a couple of videos out there from Randall that shows how to program this, but I'll go over it really briefly, and it's super simple. So for example, I press a button and it changes my channel. Right now I'm on channel 5. I've got effects loops 1 and 2 in, master volume 2, voicing is high. So, and I think the boost is off. So I'm going to turn on the boost, I'm going to turn off the loop, and then I'm going to press and hold store. It's going to flash 3 times and you're programmed. So I'll go to a different setting. We're on channel 4. I'll do another one so it changes these two. So right now I'm on channel 6. If I go back to the last button that I programmed, again, right back where you're at. Other than that, that is it. It's super easy. Plug in, you're ready to rock and roll. This does work with other MIDI devices. So if you need to control other devices, there is a switch, a toggle switch on the top, a rotary switch that you can change the MIDI channel on. There is a power input. So if you need, if your device does not supply power to power the foot pedal, you can always give it a power supply. I think it's 9 to 24 volt DC. Other than that, super easy, and that's it. Thank you. All right, guys, for you guys who want to stick around and kind of know a little bit more about the amp, let's turn that off. So the amp itself, everything that you see here is purely cosmetic. There's no modifications to the internals at all. Besides, I changed out all the tubes. I put tongue soles in for most of the preamps, and I think I've got 6L6s from JJ's in the power section. But anyways, other than that, everything's totally stock inside under the hood. But basically what happened is I bought this amp used off of an online retailer, and when I received it at my office, the head shell itself was cracked. So the bottom was pretty severely cracked. It was pretty much unusable, and then there were a couple of dents. So this face plate right here, there was a dent across above the 667 logo, and another one on the other side. So decided to take the opportunity because the amp worked. It sounded great. There's nothing else wrong with it besides just the head shell. Even though it did look like it took a pretty good header, everything seemed to be okay with it. So anyways, what I ended up doing was the original intent was just to replace the head shell, use all the factory equipment, all the hardware and stuff like that came with it. But what ended up happening was a couple of unfortunate mismeasurements on my part, which kind of gave me this look. So first thing I did was I stripped all the hardware off the old one, the handles, all the corner protections. There's a grill on the top, of course the front and rear face plates. Took the measurements, sent it out to a buddy of mine who has a carpentry shop. It's called Sliver Me Timbers. I'll put his links down below in case you want to get in touch with him. I had him build me the head shell. He did it out of void-free maple ply, 3/4 inch. He did all of the finished work, smoothing it out, stuff like that. But the covering and stuff from the covering on up is what I ended up doing. So I knew I wanted this faux carbon fiber red on the outside of it, so I had that ordered up. I was ready to cover it myself and just get going. But what ended up happening is the box showed up. I drove down to a shop, picked it up, got it home, put the amp in here, and I realized that I gave him the wrong measurements, and the amp is actually 3/4 of an inch too shorter than the factory. So I couldn't use the factory grill, the front and rear, so I needed to do something. So I was kind of thinking about it for a couple days, and then I was wearing a shirt of mine that's got the Hellraiser, one of these logos on it. and it just dawned on me that that's what I wanted to do. So at that point, what I did is kind of come up with a couple of designs in my head and kind of drew them up real quick in CAD, and I sent some preliminary information to a friend of mine, Erin Marino, at Rocket 88 Designs. I'll put her information down below as well, and had her print out the custom vinyl logos for this, the graphics here. So the base of this is just, it's a 1/4 inch matte plastic from Tap Plastics, ordered custom size for this. For the front, and then she printed me out a couple of these panels, and she did some modifications to it. I did have her cut out this middle for the Randall logo, but yeah, she spent a stupid amount of time getting these things looking the way it is. Just farming out all of this detail took her about 18 hours for each one of these to do, so kudos to her, because it came out awesome. Anyways, put those on. I drilled out for the Randall logo, got that screwed in, and it's actually bolted in from the back side. This is the one from the original factory grill, and then just mounted it up. For the back panel, what I ended up doing is building from scratch a completely new panel for it. It is mostly MDF with, I did find some cool expanded metal at a hardware store local here, painted that gloss black and got it mounted in there, and it worked out perfectly. Put all the factory hardware back on, so I've got the corner protectors, all of the grills on the top, handles, that kind of stuff. And then the last piece was just the red colored knobs. Ordered those online, and these I think are the red wine, not the straight red. The red's a little bit brighter, but put those on, and these are a lot beefier than the plastic. Well, these are plastic too, but the black ones that came with them from the factory. They are a little bit bigger, but they seem to work really well. So other than that, I'll have pictures and stuff like that. Also, you can check out kind of the build thread for the progress of how this all came about. Had those couple of forums, one of them gainjunkies.com. I'll put their link down below. You can check them out as well. Cool place to hang out. But other than that, I got the new Hydra that came in last week for it. So this amp, as far as I'm concerned, is totally complete. And then the next step is I'm doing a custom 412 cabinet that'll fit, match this new wrap. Not a whole lot. I probably won't do anything crazy like this on it, but at least it'll have the red vinyl on it. Other than that, thanks for watching. Much appreciated.